Hi everyone, this is Howlak and welcome to another Java tutorial session. If you've been following my tutorials up to this point, you know that from the last tutorial, I've created 3 different classes, and then we created this test driver for it, basically the main. Now, for a bit of a recap, I've created a class, an abstract class called government card, and if you recall, an abstract class is one where you cannot instantiate the object for that class. Okay, so here's an example. The reason being is that abstract is meant for you to inherit this class and add more code onto the specific subclass. Okay, so you notice that right here I have an abstract method. All right. So there are some implementation. So for example, get name, set name, display card info. But at least one method has to be abstract for the class to be abstract. So this create card ID is meant to be implemented by the subclass that will inherit government card. Okay. And the two classes that the two concrete class, right, sync card and driver license card, right, will inherit from government card. And you notice that in the driver license card, create ID will create a driver license ID using this particular line of code right here, right? And in the sync card, this will be different. You notice that the string, this is actually a number, an int for sync card, while in driver's license is a string. Okay, so the implementation is different, and that's the reason why we inherit government card. Okay, and we just created 2 objects for each to demonstrate the use of it. Okay, now you notice that also that I demonstrated a bit of polymorphism here. Okay, so government card, right, and government card here, right? They're both the same. It looks like it appears to be the same type. However, the actual objects is sync card and driver license card here. Okay, this is a demonstration of the runtime dynamic behavior of Java during runtime. Okay, each object, even though the type looks the same, when it comes to invoking the method, it knows which method to invoke. Okay, so now today I will be introducing another concept. I will be looking at Java interfaces. Now, an interface is different from an abstract class. Well, first of all, it's similar to an abstract class in a sense that prior to Java Standard Edition 8, all interfaces are implicitly public and abstract. Okay, so you cannot instantiate an interface. Okay, so that is the common thing between the common element between an abstract class and an interface. Now, an interface, on the other hand, allows you to create general public APIs, and the intent is that it will help you, it'll allow disparate types to actually implement that API. Okay, so the key takeaway there is the word disparate. Okay, they're meant to model disparate types. So let's show this in a bit of code, right? So you understand, get a clear idea of what I just said there. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is create an interface. Okay, so I'm going to click create an interface. Okay, so interface. And you see as I go along, I'll develop this and relate it back to real life. And the interface I'm going to create is actually called payable. Okay, so payable. All right. So this is the payable interface that classes will inherit, will implement. Okay. So I'm only going to actually have one method here. So it's going to be a double get payable amount. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to say get, actually. I'm going to say compute. Okay, so compute, because get implies that you're just it's a getter. I want to compute or calculate payable amount. Okay, all right. So that's our interface there. Okay, so now what we could do here actually is we can implement payable here in government card, or we can actually implement that in driver's license. So I'm just going to do it in driver's license. Okay. No. All right. So I'm going to implement payable. Okay. So payable, there it is. Okay. So it's highlighting red because it's complaining that I have to implement or override, okay, this class, this particular method. All right, so I'm going to do that. All right, so implement methods. All right. And there it is. All right. So here it is, and the mistakes have gone away, the errors. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to return something really simple. When you apply for a driver's license, there's a bit of a fee, right? And so to make it easy, let's just say that I'm just going to keep that there first. Let's say if, all right, if you choose to, if you actually choose to for 5 years, right? So or for whatever number of years you can, the amount will be different. So let's just say that if you pay for 2 years, okay? So this I'm gonna have to do a bit of a change here. Okay, year, if year is equal to 2, okay. So let's just say that this is a bit of a hard code, but I'm going to create the field for that as well. Okay, so there. All right, so year is 2 is equal to 2. Then I return, let's just say 80. So $80, right? Now this is pretty hard coded. So now else, you pay for 5 years. Right? This is just hypothetical. All right. Then you return, let's just say $200. Okay. I mean, these are represented as dollars, right? But we know that there's better ways of doing that. Else, oh, I don't need. No, else just means by default. Okay, so I'm gonna put a comment here. 5 years. We're gonna have to do a bit of a change for the driver's license here as well, right? That's what we could do. Oh, well, I'll come back to that. Right, so now we have that. So you can compute the payable amount, okay? And so driver's license card implements this. So when you're applying for a driver's license card, you have to pay for a fee. Now, I mentioned that interfaces are used to model disparate types. Okay, so what I need to do now is create a Java class, and let's just stick with government agencies, right? Or crown corporation. So let's just say your utility. Okay, so how about hydro? All right, so hydro, you pay hydro. Right. Now I'm going to create that. Okay, and in hydro, you also you pay your bills, right? You pay your bills, and one of the ways that they send out invoices to you is that they compute an amount for you, right? So also what we're going to do is actually implement the payable interface as well. And notice that they are very different, right? Driver's license card and then hydro, right? But yet they implement a common interface, right? Okay, so this allows you to do that, and we're going to implement that. Okay, so we're going to override that, and here we can just say we can just use this, right? The amount that you return is based on your quantity used, right? So quantity multiplied by a factor, right, or value. So let's just say quantity times, I mean, this is very made up. Okay, so I'm going to create a field for it. Okay. So yeah. All right. So now, here we have a quantity amount. All right, and you notice that it's very different, right? This is it has the same compute payable amount, but they are very different, and even the type is very different, right? Here we're dealing with applying for a card, and here we're dealing with paying our hydro bill, for example. Okay, so that's what implementing an interface would give you. Okay, now to keep this video a little short, so I don't go over the time, I'm going to end it here, and then we'll continue working on this. Right. So in the next tutorial, I'm going to create some objects. Okay, I'm going to instantiate some objects of type hydro and driver's license, and I'll demonstrate a little bit more about polymorphism. Okay, so see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.